Good night, greetings everybody. We are G-Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes, you know. You're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Things gonna be nice. So right about now, we're starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. It's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Relax, just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just leave them on the wall, 'cause we're not gonna step on all in the way. Just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you've got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress keep evaporating. Let it bring me to your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, 'cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all.
So
let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G-Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and we're ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey melanin, sipping. Sweet calico, honey bar, good looking. The way how you moving, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. No, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's my baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's my baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, and you run the world. And let me say face to face. Know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright. So gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes. So amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. I love you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, gal, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. I love you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, gal, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy. Yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right. You see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Lord, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still grooving. Lord, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still grooving. Lord, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I love you're not son. Show off, show off. You have my attention. And that's for me, baby. Step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea on my tea. I like my toaster on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. If manners make it man, as someone said, he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, are rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do. In New York, takes more than combat gear to make a man. Takes more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York City. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it work.
Deserve more loving, girl.
Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I am your host, Neil, joined as always my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek. But my host, Derek, is not here. We trying to work out why he's not here. Struggle streaming at its finest. But in that interim, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And, we do content for you 5 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We do these Senate shorts. Those are a bit like harder and shorter content. But then, of course, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m., we come here, we do the live stream, we talk the things, and we get into it. No. Let me see here. Let me see, Derek. We try to get Derek. All right. So let me try calling Derek here now. Let's see if we get him. How is everybody doing? Sound off if you can hear and see me. Just let me know how you guys are doing. How is everything? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So let's get this conversation rolling. In the interim, I trying to get Derek, telling me to call him, but I am calling. There we go. So let me see here. All right. Maybe I should end this call and join back the call, maybe. Anyhow, we are here. We are live. We are direct. We are in the building. We're just trying to get there, as everybody said. Anyhow, I hope everybody as well. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. I see Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, thanks for joining. My man Kevin, Yo Dog, thanks for joining us. Trying to get there here as we speak. No, it is struggle streaming on a Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we're trying to make it work as best we can. Let me see here. Right. So, as we wait for Derek, first, I guess the best thing for me to do is to tell people about G-Syndicate. I don't really know anything about. Wait, hold on a second. Ringing. Right. So, where is Derek? All right. Maybe I should hang up this call and try again. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should just hang up and call again. And we are starting the call. Yes. We're ringing the group. All right. So as we wait for Derek, everybody, I hope everybody's having a productive week. I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope that people are not too flustered by the heat. I know we had some bad weather today in Barbados. A lot of rain, thunder, lightning. It was kind of a little scary. Woke up a lot of people at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, that's what's going on here in Barbados. Very hot, to be honest. Anyhow, we can press on as I try to get Derek here. I'm not getting Derek. Not sure why, but let me try. Let me try this here. So let's try that. Nope, it's still not getting Derek. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, I will try to do my best as we do the show. But yeah, you can find G-Syndicate, G-Syndicate 6 all over social media. They have a virtual concert out called Ready to Blow. It is pretty awesome. I do enjoy it. And yeah. Oh, I see Derek here. There is in the building. Glad to see Derek there. Um, yeah, folks, we train our best, man. We train to get everything good. And you know, met things kind of happen. We got the chat back. Had to do a little rigmarole thing, but trying to get it back. Um, and yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting Derek. Derek is in the chat, and he is clearly online. So, so there you want to give your monologue for the for the chat? That'd be hilarious. That would be a first. I think that would be a first to co-host a show with somebody in the comment section. That'd be kind of funny, you know. I think that would be kind of weird, but there is a delay, so I don't know how that will work. Um, it would be right. So there is restarting, computer issues and everything like that. So you get to listen to me. You get to listen to me while we are waiting for Derek's arrival. Just let me remind everybody that we are going to be on the radio. We're going to be on 94.7 on Saturday at 11 o'clock for the Going On show. Here we're Going On show, right? We're going to be on 94.7 with Empress Zinga and DJ Simmons. And yeah, we will be on to talk about the Senate podcast. So we'd like to thank everybody, obviously, for the support. Clearly, we are on somebody's radar. And yeah, we can go talk the things, chop it up for half an hour. And, you know, hopefully people will be understanding of where we are coming from while we are doing this space. So check it out. I think there's an online component. I will try to post that. So I know some of you are obviously international listeners, watchers, supporters. So what we'll do is try to post the link to those of you that are international and, you know, try to get the word out there. And yeah, just tune in. Tune in. Right. So while we wait for Derek as he restarts, tonight we are talking about sleeping with the enemy. Sleeping with the enemy. What are the potential consequences men face if they choose to ignore red flags and not protect themselves? Now, normally Derek would eloquently regale you with a very verbose monologue, but in lieu of that, you have me. Derek said it would be too much reading and typing, Derek, reading and typing. But yeah. So we're talking about that. And if I can give my 1 cent until we get Derek into the call, what I would say is that a lot of us men, we get caught up in the physical, we get caught up in what we see, you know what I mean? The good feelings, right? And that kind of overrides a lot of red flags that we would see. Like a lot of us would say, well, she ain't a bad looking girl, she ain't a, you know, she does XYZ for me physically, or she cooks for me, or cleans for me, or she nurtures me. And we ignore certain red flags. We ignore things that would otherwise clue us into the type of person we are choosing for a life partner, right? And we don't want to, because nobody wants to get into a relationship with someone long term that is really not suitable for them. So a lot of times we men, we get enamored with the physical, we get enamored with shoot when it comes to action time, how the action time does break down. Sometimes we get enamored with just how she treats us and everything like that when things are good, takes care of us and nurtures us. But then of course, each one of us, we do have a set of standards when it comes to the life partner that we want, right? So while she may be cooking and cleaning and giving you the bomb ass loving, it may be a situation where y'all are not on the same page when it comes to rearing children, or y'all are not on the same page when it comes to investments, or spiritually, y'all might not be on the same level, fundamentally, societally, or whatever matters to each one of you. And when you come married and you realize those differences, because trust and believe, when you have children, when you have mortgages, when life starts to really rubber start to hit the road of life, right? And you are confronted with a lot of challenges, that is when we start to realize, like, our latent bad habits and red flags come out, or amplified and magnified. So for a long time, we would find ourselves in situations and we would abide, as Derek would say, we would abide and we would hold on and hold on. And then we find that you're two ships in the night, two strangers in the night. Y'all walking the halls, passing each other, not a word being spoken. Maybe divorce comes into play, separation. You got to know, look to share custody of children, divide assets. And this can all have been countered if people were one more intentionally, particularly men more intentionally when it comes to relationships, and kind of vetting that person as a life partner, or two, I can't remember that point, but they could have been more mindful of things that turn them off in a moment, right? Like, I'm not saying every red flag is a deal breaker, right? But there are certain things that happen, red flags happen, that you kind of raise an eyebrow and say, Sometimes we say for a couple seconds, sometimes we say for a couple of days. And we ignore it because we get in them good feels. We get in the hormones, we get in the adrenaline, we get in the what's the good feel? Dopamine. We get in all of those hormones and chemicals going on in our brains. And we say, I like Slay, man. She's a good girl. She's a girl I like. Then you end up in a situation where it is divorce, it is rancor, it is a whole bunch of things that are unpleasant. So until we get there onto this call, I'm calling him again. But we have to be mindful as men, and obviously this can apply to women, but we have to be very mindful with whom we hitch our wagon to, in a sense, right? Like, I understand there's the honeymoon phase for some people. You have a honeymoon phase that can last well into years. You have a honeymoon phase, 5, 6, 7 years. It's the greatest relationship I've ever had. This person is so easy. It's like it's my best friend. Y'all finishing each other's sentences. And yet, here what happens. What happens is things happen, like children, death in the family, loss of job, promotion in job. A lot of things that, good or bad, would come into, well, good and bad, because life is about ups and downs. They come into your life and they challenge you, and they challenge the type of person you are as an individual, and it tests the type of person your partner is as an individual, and then it tests who you are as a couple. So when you find yourself in situations where you are seeing red flags, I'm not telling you to disregard them. I'm not telling you to say, "Oh, I just," don't be blind by it, but don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. Do not find yourself in a situation where you enamored with we enamored with a fat booty, and 5 years down the road, Miss Fat Booty that was giving you the hot action, she all of a sudden now ain't looking at you twice and complaining all the time about you and garbage and how you never home. Wait a minute, hold on a minute, hold on a minute, hold on a minute. We got a little movement here. Derek, come and save me, boy. Derek, come and save me. Wait, hold on. Let me get you. Let me get the mic. Let me start your proper man. We get you out here proper man. Yeah, save me, buddy. I hear droning. Yes, all of them. 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 Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now we can start. Now we can start the show, man. Yeah,
Here,
yeah,
people. Here,
yeah.
here,
There
there.
he is. There he is.
I'll
Here,
finally
ladies.
get in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil. Joined as always by my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek.
Here.
And together we bring you another another session.
The long version.
Yeah, the long version, the session, the live stream of the Senate Podcast. Now, my brother, other than the little technical difficulties, how you keeping, man? How you good? How you going?
Man, I hear cool, I hear quiet. I can't complain at all. I ready to crank because I was there, so I was stay out listening.
Mm-hmm.
So,
he was in the green room. Let's call it that.
Yeah, it was the green room. Just ready, kind of double dutching it a little bit. I'm ready to get in. See my mom Matt brought me the house to show up, Matt. You're here early tonight. Always good to see you. I hope you're sharing information with your people, so your people can come and tune in and watch and see what's going on. I hear the man.
Yeah. I know. Tell the people about G-Syndicate real quick.
Yeah,
Start
man.
the crank.
G-Syndicate, G-Syndicate6.com. Here on YouTube, G-Syndicate6, Facebook and Twitter, G-Syndicate6 on Instagram, G-Syndicate6. But you got to spell out the 6 part, right?
All right. So let me crank. Now, every Tuesdays and Thursdays we talk the things in the live stream at 8 p.m. with the Senate podcast. This is no different. Derek would have gone on our social media platforms, particularly Facebook, and he would have given a follow on Facebook, and he would have said we are talking about sleeping with the enemy, and I would have given the whole spiel and given my take on it. So now, my brother, it is up to you. I'll pass the baton to you, and you will lead us in sermon.
No problem. Yeah, and I'll let you lead in because you're right. Life does get real, and life is coming real fast. The longer things progress, relationships tend to start one way, and then, unless you make a very intentional effort, tend to go off the rails sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, Sleeping with the Enemy, right? Sleeping with the Enemy, folks, is a 1991 American psychological thriller film directed by Joseph Rubin, starring Julia Roberts, Patrick Bergin, and Kevin Anderson, right? Now, the film is based on Nancy Price's 1987 novel of the same name, obviously, Sleeping with the Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, Roberts plays a woman who fakes her death, and moves to escape from her controlling, abusive husband, but finds her peaceful new life interrupted when he discovers her actions, tracks her down, right? So start loading up these graphics. I would have sent you the graphics.
Yeah,
order, right?
I was here dealing with trying to get you on the street, so you got to bear with. Well, I can bear with you.
All right, well, you can load up number 1 and 2 there, so a quick time, right?
All right, hold on. Let me get me.
I can talk while you do it.
Right.
So here's the thing: we've seen movies since, because this was 1991, but since then we've seen movies over the years about this very kind of thing, right? A woman trapped in an abusive relationship, and her only recourse is to run and hope that she isn't found by her abusive husband, right? Enough with Jennifer Lopez. That's one that comes to mind. And Till Death Do Us Part is another that immediately comes to mind. So shoot, those of you who have the time, you want something good to watch tonight, you can watch both of those movies and quarrel with your partner about who was in the right and who was in the wrong later on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But because I'm a man, Neil, and because we do what we do every week, I of course thought about the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
What about the man who gives his all, but he is in an abusive relationship that he cannot escape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we go on, we got a couple of videos I want us to watch. Seeing pretty much the same thing. Videos 3 and 4 we should be on right now, Neil. You can get those on screen for me. That would be great.
Yeah, I getting that on there. No, bear with me. Cancel. Pull this up. Where is video? Let's get this on screen.
Folks, we are watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. Give us a like. That's the price of admission tonight. Hit the like button. Yeah, easy so. All
right, so I got the video queued up, and let's get it crack-a-lacking. All right.
The difference between men and women is like when
Playing
men
right now.
like make it.
Start.
The difference between men and women is like when men like make it, they think of how am I going to support a family.
Yeah.
When women make it, they think I don't need a man.
That's so funny.
Have you ever thought that way?
No, but I think he's right.
I know. That's why I think it's funny.
No, I think he's right though.
Yeah, she has a point. He does indeed have a point, my brother.
And I hope you noted how the ladies just laughed.
Yeah, Kiki.
Ladies just laughed.
Do
There
you
was
love me?
not a word of dissension from them, right? And that's how men tend to operate. We tend to operate with, hey, if I got it, let me look out for the people around me. That's generally how men operate, right? And folks, we're talking about the men that operate on a particular level. We're talking Pookie and Ray Ray here. We're talking about the men that operate on that level. If them got it, they can make sure that them girl personal and otherwise, she got it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But very often, a man doesn't feel that running is a viable option. The women, they had a chance, they had the option of, faking the death and all that kind of thing and rolling. No, men don't have that option. Men, we consider, because of the video you just saw, we consider the emotional and financial investment into the relationship. And we start to look at the effect things that will have on children if they got any. Okay? And very often a man will make a business decision. Needless to say all the time, men don't leave, right? And the statistics show that 70 to 80% of the divorces initiated by women, and then after they got a certain level of education, it goes up to like 90%, right? So a man will make the business decision, they decide to hang in there. But sometimes, men, we need to ask ourselves a few things. Is the relationship even worth it to begin with? And if the roles were reversed, would this woman be willing to commit her resources and her all to the success of this relationship? Gentlemen, let me put you on game here now through the voice of the lovely Kendra G, right? I ain't gonna say, I gotta let Kendra G say. Right? So I think we should be able to video, that's video what, number 5, 6, somewhere around there. Listen closely, folks, and hear what Kendra G has to say about her and the prospect of her getting married. All right?
All right, let me
this
do it.
is important. Okay? It's important. Men and women, they need you to listen to, because it's telling me that these things don't happen. And I know, ladies, you're probably thinking the very same way as Kendra G. Fellas, brace yourself, because this is going to be a reality check for a lot of you.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let me see here. Sleeping. Right. So here we go.
Lawyer that I work with said she wouldn't consult with me on signing a prenup with my girl because she don't believe in it. So, what do you think people should do when there's assets and wealth involved when it comes to a relationship? Do you think the love should overtake the logic behind someone signing that prenup?
No. Well, a couple things. It's funny that we're having this conversation because as I'm becoming more successful myself, I actually don't even know if I want to get married because of that one reason, because of the asset. And also the thing is this, marriage has a club, right? And when you say marriage, people have an expectation of what your relationship should be. And, this is why I love Oprah so much, because Oprah, at a time where it wasn't as popular to have a life partner, said the confinement of marriage wouldn't work for her. So I am all about what works for you. And if you are a person that has assets, I definitely would protect that. Like, I am thinking about that myself.
Yes.
So absolutely, you should.
Interessant. Very, very interesting, yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. Fellas, we heard what Kendra had to say. Ladies, you heard what Kendra has to say too. All right? She is not willing to put the fruits of her success on the line with a marriage and risk the redistribution of assets, as I like to call it. And unfortunately, a lot of women think that way as well. And who they got the cue from? Oprah. Right? No, let me say not all, a lot. Right? Yet even in these times of equality, right? Talking about equality and all that, it is expected that men put all of their resources on the line in a marriage, right? And sometimes it's even more resources. Let's take a look at this article from Media Takeout, right?
Let me see the article here. There is the article.
Should be at like number 6 or something like that coming down, right?
Let me see number 6.
Now, Media Takeout can be a
No.
little sketchy. Let me say that up front. They can be a little sketchy with the information sometimes. So we're going to use just a pinch of salt with this particular article. Yeah, just a pinch. Nonetheless, let's get into it, right? Let me know when you're on screen, Neil. because we are talking about the patron saint of the show, Jada, and it says Will Smith and Jada undergoing intensive counseling.
Intensive.
Yeah, marriage better than ever. We can talk about that counseling thing a little bit later because I talked about it on Tuesday. Some people said, I think it was Marley saying, go to a male counselor. You got to be very careful with this counseling thing. I ain't saying don't do it, but be very careful with whom you sit down to discuss your business. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's marriage is now stronger than ever. Just a few months removed from the infamous slap. Anyhow, Media Takeout has learned, at least according to two people close to the couple. So all those haters hoping that their marriage will end can kick rocks. We spoke with a person close to Jada who told us Will and Jada have undergone what she describes as intensive counseling to help Will the couple's marriage. Last February, Will shocked the world, but it was March. See what I mean? But sketch up on the information. When he slapped comedian Chris Rock on live TV during the Oscars. At the time, many believed that Will was having some form of breakdown that stemmed from problems in his marriage to his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Right? You see some photo evidence of the assault there. Let's call it what it was. The friend explained they did a lot of counseling, intensive counseling. Will did some on his own, and they did some as a couple. Read that again. That's pertinent. Will did some on his own. They did some as a couple. Got two parties in this. One party did some on their own. The other did not. At least we're not being told that, right? The friend claimed that the counseling is definitely working. Jada's friend explained their marriage is now stronger than ever. Maybe because, Will is now back in lockstep again, right? Another person close to the couple suggested that Will and Jada's marriage is also completely monogamous. Well, probably because, people got the production notes on Jada. So people ain't really going around that, right? That's contention, that's stress, drama, but there have been unconfirmed rumors that the couple may have had a non-traditional marriage before the Oscar fiasco. And we have gone through the Will and Jada marriage before right here on this very channel. And we learned from our investigative reporting that Will wanted a traditional marriage. Jada did not, right? We talked about that before. I'll do a quick search when I'm done here and let you know which show that was. If you are interested in checking that out, we put a link for you, right? The friend of the couple told Media Takeout they are monogamous 100%. It was never what people on the internet think. It was never scandalous. They were not swingers. Nobody said they were swingers, but indeed it was scandalous, right? What happened with August was when they were separated. Now they're together with each other and enjoying each other's love. Yeah.
Wait. I know it's that you play, right? And I hear it, so you gotta play it again. No, play the other one now.
Which one you want?
Stop the Cap. Right.
Will Smith is preparing for a major comeback as well. Media Takeout learned that the top Hollywood actor has signed on to 2 huge budget films and is scheduled to start filming his first project before the end of the year. Now, folks, Will Smith has declared divers of times that he doesn't want to be divorced. So that is not an option for him, right? We know this. And I'm sure many of you think this way also, right? And to be honest, that is the approach you should have when you decide to enter into a marriage, right? This is both men and women, right? But allow me to ask the question. At what point does self-preservation kick in? At what point do we say to ourselves that one hand can't clap, as Natalia would say? And if this other person doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, maybe I need to do what is best for me in this instance. At this point, Will Smith is trying to sift through the rubble and salvage the remains of his career after he succumbed to a fit of performative rage in defense of his wife. Because don't let me fool we foot. We all saw it. We went over it here on this show. The joke was made. He laughed. He looked at his wife, got a battery in his back, got up, performative rage. He was, you know, ready to do his thing. Went upon stage, assaulted a man in defense of his wife. A wife that admitted to him and the world, by the way, that she was sleeping with another man who happens to be their son's friend. Yeah. No. If y'all think I'm rough, my mother's more so, and she would say that he hit the wrong person that particular night, right?
Shut up, Mommy Marshall, man.
Shut up, Mums. Yeah, she would tell you that Smith hit the wrong person that night. Another question man need to ask is, what does sticking it out do to your own physical and mental health? Now, we all know about Dr. Dre and the very real scare that he had with an aneurysm as he was going through his divorce only last year, right? So let's hear what Dr. Dre had to say about his hospitalization. And this clip comes from an IG account called Diverse Mentality. So shout out Diverse Mentality. You can check them out on Instagram. If you can spell Diverse Mentality. You can go and watch some more of the content that they've got up there as well, right? So let's watch that video. We can come back.
Right here looking for the Dr. Dre clip. It buried. It is buried. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, while I get this clip for you. It is locked right now. Download. Okay, so let's get this here. All right. So, you are watching the Senate podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit notification bell so you don't miss anything. And let's get into it. All right. Ready? Here we go.
I'm at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, and they weren't allowing anybody to come up, meaning visitors or family or anything like that because of COVID. But they allowed my family to come in. I found out later is they called them up so they could say their last goodbyes because they thought I was out of here. You know, so I didn't know it was that serious. You know, I'm seeing my mom and my sister and everybody coming in the room. And
nobody
like
told
that.
you?
Nobody told me. I had no idea. That was crazy. So I'm in the ICU for 2 weeks. Because of what was going on in my brain, they had to wake me up every hour on the hour for 2 weeks to do these tests. I'm like basically looking like sobriety tests, like touch your nose, rub your heel on your calf and all that shit. So every hour for 2 weeks, I had to wake up and do that.
You were tired all the time.
Tired. As soon as they leave, I would try to go to sleep because I knew they were coming back in the next hour. So that's what happened.
At what point did it become real like, oh, I'm in trouble here? Did that ever cross your mind?
I never felt like I was in trouble. I felt like, okay, I'm just going through procedure and I'm ready to go home. I'm hungry. I didn't eat for 2 weeks.
Jeez.
That was a really crazy experience.
But you came out of it.
Yeah.
Some will say
I came out of it stronger.
Stronger than ever before.
Absolutely.
Dr. Dre went through it, man. He went through it.
Yeah,
he had a rough time.
Yeah, we heard all that Dr. Dre had to say. Now, I want us to take a look at these next two graphics that we're going to put on screen for you right now. Let me read this first one for you. Yeah? Just let me know.
Give me one quick hot second. Right. You are on screen.
All right. It says, according to TMZ, Nicole wants $1,936,399, about, whatever it is and whatever money that is, monthly in temporary spousal support and an additional $5 million to cover for her legal fees. Right?
God damn.
It is reported that Nicole had in June filed a suit requesting divorce from the music mogul, citing irreconcilable differences as a reason for her decision. The media outlet quoting sources, however, said nothing has changed since the 50-year-old filed the divorce suit, adding that she still lives in their Malibu house and has access to all the cars, personal chefs, and other luxuries. It further reported that Dre is likely to challenge his estranged wife, blah, 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 blah. Right? Because this is all resolved and everything, but it coming to a point. Give me the next graphic, Neil.
Mm-hmm. You're on screen.
TMZ brought the story. Nicole Young, she wants, we had the money already, and this is a breakdown of why she wanted that money. Laundry and cleaning, $10,000 a month. So I probably Mrs. Young is washing clothes for the army or something like that, right? Clothes, but guess not. It's $135,000 a month. So it seems she's buying a suit of clothes where it wants, trade it, right? Education, she's 50 years old. Tuition and living expenses, $60,000 a month. This is she's a lawyer, but this is what she wanted, right? Entertainment, $900,000 a month. Yeah, just an short, yeah, of $1 million a month in entertainment. Charitable contributions, $125,000 a month. Charitable contributions, meaning she wants to give this money to charity. She wants to take the money that she's given and give it away, right? Then $100,000 mortgage. Telephone, cell phone, email, $20,000 a month. I have never paid to send an email yet, but she wants money for these services, right?
She paying though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we heard that what Dr. Dre had to say about his experience in hospital and stuff like that. His family was brought to come and pay the last respects and all that. Now, I want you guys to think about my very next question. I want you to put down everything. I want you to really listen to what he's asking you here, right? Because this is very important. Does anybody under the sound of my voice think that Nicole Young, Dr. Dre's wife at the time, really wanted him to survive that aneurysm? Let me look at it objectively. She stood to benefit more if he didn't survive. And based on how she approached the divorce, I just went through the numbers there for you, it is clear she had no interest in an equitable redistribution of assets. And she certainly didn't have any interest in his well-being. James. Ladies, this applies to you sometimes too. Yeah, but when we talk about the redistribution of assets, generally it's the men that get hit for it, right? So, ladies, you use the information, tell it to your sons. You may not be Dr. Dre or Will Smith with a net worth hovering around and north of $500 million. Sure, your net worth may not even be $500. But I urge you, gentlemen, to be mindful of the women around you and protect yourself as much as you can. This is critical because sometimes we are sleeping with the enemy. And sleeping with the enemy is detrimental to your health, right? If there's one thing that we as men need to learn from women in 2022, is how to look out for ourselves. Women do this very well, yeah? And what I love about women is that they hide it in some very flowery and poetic terms, right? So let's have a look at this therapist, right? She went viral over the past few days. Some of you probably seen her, some of you didn't. She went viral for her comments on men needing to improve their emotional vocabulary. I don't know if anybody's ever heard the term emotional vocabulary, but this lady, she mentions it often. And I just love the use of the flowery terms. So let's hear what this young lady has to say. Please remember, she's a therapist, right? She's a therapist. And she's talking about needing to improve your emotional vocabulary. Let's hear what this young lady has to say. In the meantime, hit the like button. That's the cost of admission, right?
Right. So this is the lady here, so that's standing up in the blue, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I got she here, man. Let she hear that.
Fucking love it here. First off, y'all bitches is smart. This is the exact Blah. The comment says, I wish men would understand that emotional intelligence is so important because of how much clarity/security it would bring to your lives. Y'all think bitches just be talking in y'all ear just to be fucking talking. We don't. Y'all think bitches just want to argue with y'all because y'all refuse to expand your emotional vocabulary. We don't. It's to provide clarity for both us and y'all dusty bitches. Let me stop. This shit really truly irks me because when I say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary, it's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think yes, right? Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your fucking mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men, Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this bitch. This fucking weird ass world that is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not. When bitches are telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us, it's for y'all sad motherfuckers. Go to therapy, talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so let me sum this shit up. Y'all told bitches to elevate our standards. And at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right. Go in peace.
Come on. I wish we could do that as a short.
Don't worry, my brother. Don't worry. I got you covered. Because it was this and a whole slew of others.
I love
because
it.
This young lady got fired, right?
Of course.
This video dropped on a Monday, and by the Friday she was fired.
Yeah, B.
But that's another story for another time, a shortened time.
Before you continue, right? I just want to say real quick, right? Ladies, I know y'all don't like we men to tell y'all what to do, right? But you want a man to be emotional to open up? How about you don't call us MFers? When we refer to y'all as female dogs, please get dragged in the mud. Y'all do it, it's all right. I'm just saying, be a little more feminine in your delivery. Leave that for me. That say every week. We saying she's saying we say every week. But because she is a clinician, she's somebody people's gonna thought.
Yeah. It's hilarious
not
to
me.
me.
Not
And
me.
I found it particularly entertaining. She keeps talking about vocabulary. Say mention it in the comment section. She talking about vocabulary, and that is how she's expressing herself. Let me ask you guys, right?
Lack of.
Would you go to this lady to help you address your emotional needs? Right? Because here's the reality, she clearly shows no respect or empathy for men. And no respect for women either, right? Because she calling the men ninjas and MFers, and the women is, bees and whores.
Mm-hmm.
So could you go to this lady and expect for her to deal with you professionally? Could you?
So the woman to say, man, you MFer, you need to.
Exactly. Having said that, she used the term emotional vocabulary a lot. Women love some poetry, don't they?
Oh, they're poetic poets.
Women will say things like, this relationship no longer serves me. I've heard that before. That's not personally. I heard it before in another space. I found it florian. I quite enjoyed it. Because, you know me, Neil, I like English. So things like that definitely intrigue me, right? Or I need to do what's best for my mental health. And here's the thing about the mental health thing, right? You can never really argue with mental health. If somebody tell you that they're stressed out,
can't question it.
yeah, you can't really question it. You know what I mean? Somebody tell you, and it's something that is said, and people immediately back down. Simone Biles, pull out the Olympics, mental health.
Naomi Osaka,
mental health. Shoot, even Ben Simmons, my mental health.
Yeah, it can't call it a question.
Mental health. You can't put down on the stethoscope nor the X-ray and the microscope to see if it's really saying bothering you or not. Mental health is mental health.
But might get traded and he felt a little better.
Yeah, immediately. You know?
I can see clearly now.
Yeah. If you've heard any of these, please put a one in the chat, right? I felt stifled and could no longer heal or grow as a person in that relationship. Yeah? And those are words that get tossed around. Shoot, Jada did the whole entanglement speech. She talked about healing and growth. She talks about that a lot at the red table, right? One of my personal favorites, I need someone willing to pour into me. Yeah? And I need to pour into me so that I can discover who I am. And they don't use I, they use the third person. So Derek needs someone to pour into Derek. Derek will need to pour into Derek so that Derek can discover who Derek is. You know, them kind of things.
Sounds narcissistic to me. I can't say I've ever had that experience, but I
can. You said it, not me. You know?
Yeah.
Men, we are not as poetic as the ladies. So we don't use this flowery language and stuff like that when we finally decide to look out for ourselves first. As a matter of fact, men are only now learning how to do this. And unfortunately, it is coming as a response to being on the receiving end of some untoward circumstances. So men is usually get them lines that I would have given you before. Out of the blue is like, the relationship no longer serves me. All you gotta do is best for me, mental health, etc., etc. And then men decide, you know what, maybe I need to look out for me first and then serve everybody else after, right? Gents, let me not say gents, because this advice goes both ways. Ladies and gents, we need to learn to identify red flags as just that. And as Neil would have said at the top of the show, everything is not a red flag. Yeah? But when you see the red flags as just that. Red flags, Chinese parade, and not as a carnival for you to join.
Wait, man. Wait.
Yeah, put them up, man. Put them up. I know you got that somewhere over there.
Wait, man. Wait. Oh, no, wait. No, that won't do. That won't do. Let me get it. There we go. Let me get them there. So, yeah. The Chinese parade. Yeah, man. We got Chinese parade there.
The Chinese parade, not a carnival. Right? But unfortunately for us, sometimes by the time, because men, as Neil was saying again, we get caught up in the feel-good parts of the relationship, feel-good parts of the interactions. So by the time we finally acknowledge the red flags now, there are a lot of things we see late in the relationship that were there in the beginning of the relationship, but because things to feel sweet, we kind of ignore them and, we rock with them, and then we find out down the line, further on up the road, that everything that glitters was not gold.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you get to that point in the relationship, because people change, that's the next thing too. People change. So you may start one way and then morph into somebody else. And we gotta be ready when we see those things. We have to be prepared to walk away if that relationship no longer serves us. You have to be prepared to walk away. Otherwise, you'll be living in turmoil. TERMOIL. To quote a Belgian poet, turmoil. You're living in turmoil and sleeping with the enemy. Folks, you watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube, hit the like button. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. Give us a share as well. If you like it, we put in down, put some ones in the chat.
Oh, wait. turmoil. Very, 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 very sneaky of you. Very sneaky, a bad mind of you. Anyhow, yeah, I completely agree with everything you're saying. I understand now why people say that we always seem to be pitting men against women, and we always seem to be wanting men to succeed and win, and women to lose and fail. But the truth and sad reality of it is, is that everything you've seen tonight, everything you have heard tonight, the clips, the video, even the clinician in her rant, as foul as it was and as reprehensible as it was in her delivery, all of it was correct. Let me explain. Right? Men do need to step up their game. We say this every week. I don't like, we say men gotta step up. I'm part of that part of that development of getting better is understanding yourself and personally having emotional growth. Right? Whether you want to share it with someone else or not, that is a matter for you. I cannot tell you what to do. People can do nefarious things with your emotions. But I can tell you, if you want a healthy, long lasting relationship, you will have to, at some point, let your emotional guard down at some point and bond with that person. No. Emotional language, I don't know. As you say, is you use the term flowery, but to me, I am not into the whole I am a very I like the English language too, right? But as a man that if it's something heavy on my soul, on my heart, or whatever, I can tell you what it is, right? Especially if you are a person that is very close to me in that peer bonding type of sense.
Yeah,
So
most men are like that. Most men communicate directly.
right. So I can spit my game straight, right? I ain't gonna tell you like, oh, the void in my spirit is a gate with despair and darkness. I tell you, if you bad, what you do the other day is bear jump. You know what I mean? Not necessarily as confrontational or antagonistic as that, but you get what I'm saying. I would come right
Yeah.
on and say I did not appreciate what happened the other day, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So men do need to up their emotional game. However, they want to get that out to the person they trust and want to confide in, they have to step that up. I do agree with that, right? I do agree that, sometimes we men and women too, but we're talking to the men tonight, we men just like the good time. We like the good time, right? We always operate in this honeymoon era, especially if I can be fair, we Bajan people. We Bajan men, we operate everything good, everything nice. The woman give me the action that she like, or she is a port of call for PEACE, peace, right? And you say, she's a girl I like, man. She's easy to be around. I could, all this saying I could. I literally heard a man once said about his wife, like he said, the moment he realized he should marry his wife is when he said that, a night that was, lying down together and, sleeping or whatever. And he look over the woman and say, I could do this long term. She cool. She ain't bad looking, she ain't hard on your eyes, I could do this for the rest of my life. Now, having a conversation with him, few kids later, mortgage, having to move country and everything like that, the mom will tell you straight, don't get married, right? Anyhow, that's another topic for another time. Like we've said it in this space before. People change, right? People change. And I think what we don't do as individuals is adapt and recognize the change. Recognize the change and adapt, right? Life changes. You get promotions. Everybody thinks promotions are great, but promotions mean more responsibility, more hours, which means something in your life has to give, right? And if you have children, more than likely, it will be you. And I'm not saying that, I'm not giving that any gender, I'm not giving that any form of identity. I said you, because it can go for men or women, right? I know of men that have gotten promotions and gotten more responsibility and have struggled to balance their home life. Same thing with women, right? So you have to recognize that your partner, first things first, we start from the beginning. I'm rambling, right? But that's my technique. I am the old dirty bastard of podcasts, right? My style has no father. But when we get together and we say we are going to form a monogamous, exclusive, committed, long-term relationship founded on love, trust, and compatibility, what we are saying is that no matter what happens out there, no matter what life brings, we will face it together. Right? I sure somehow in the fancy old term King James version of the Bible and the wedding vows, that is that is relayed to you. Right? Everybody want you happily ever after. Everybody want to grow old with people, right? But to do that, you ain't got deaths, you ain't got arguments, you ain't got children, you ain't got mortgage, you ain't got bills, right? And even if you ain't got no bills and you rich and you children taken care of, at some point there will be adversity, right? So if you know that that's gonna happen, you have to settle in, root your feet, and say, no matter what comes, we can deal with it. But what happens is in the vetting process, in the dating process, in the courting process, everybody feel good. You get to see each other naked. You enjoy each other's company. You're texting at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. You're having long conversations by candlelight. You're saying stupid things like, you put down first. No, you put down first. No, you put down first. I love you more. No, I love you more. You know what I mean?
Age.
Hey, man. But when we get to that point, we're in that phase, all of the red flags just look like a carnival, just like colors in a kaleidoscope.
It's pretty. It's happy.
A cacophony of festivity. It just looks, beautiful. Right? We just say, everybody has a bit of bad in them, or everybody has a bit of.
She got your ways.
Yeah, everybody got the ways. Everybody has their ways, right? So it's saying, all right, so she's Jewish, she's more open. All right, not a big deal. Or she's cursed every two words. Yeah, all right, not a big deal. She's she's still got good qualities, and she's a doofer, meaning that she would do things for you and nurture you. Yeah. She's a person's pick she knows in public. That's all right. She's still, she does it pretty.
She is.
Yeah, right. Until you add her ways or the man's ways, and the bills gotta get paid, and the children hungry, and you ain't spent date night now in the last 2 years. Y'all ain't had intimacy and sex for the last 5, right? So all of a sudden that pick knows that you was ignoring it. The action was flying high and you was happy and all in love and everything. That pick nose starting to look like she digging for gold. Right? When she's swearing every 2 words, she sound now like a pirate. You know what I mean? Like when she chewing, she mouth open now, she look like she slapped jaw, that she can't just shut her mouth. Right? So we have to be careful of understanding the red flags. We have to be careful in our vetting process with people. And the problem is that a lot of people have is we don't operate with that intention for long-lasting commitment. We don't operate like that. We go with the flow and see where it goes. And yeah, like we can figure it out as it goes. At no point does it kick in to be intentional, right? For a long-lasting partner. When intentions start to kick in? When you say, will you marry me? All of a sudden, now we scrambling now to say, yeah, we can be husband and wife, or pregnancy. Let me be honest, right? For some people, yeah, when some people get, some people get pregnant, it comes down to, yeah. So we have to move in intention, and it shifts from frivolity and festivity to seriousness. And we gotta make life work. It get real. It's now about life. It's now about the downs now of life, right? Because we in it together. And then not everybody built for life together, right? So a lot of people are finding themselves with people that they ain't really got no business spending. You're sure you're good for a summer. You're good for, a couple of nights of conversation and loving, right? But you're not built for 50 years in this thing. Like when you see people literally back in the day, right? Men and women used to get together. First things first, understand that back in the day, intimacy and sex used to come after marriage. So that off the table in the courting and dating phase. If you wanted the action, you gotta get up on one knees and propose. Right? Also consider that back in those times, we had a more familial understanding when we were going through the intent. It was like, look, I like say I want to build a home with you. I want to build a life with you. I want to build a family with you. I want, You know, my man Luther said, I'd rather have bad times with you than good times with somebody else, right? Like, we want to get you out of that R&B, 90s R&B stuff. But in today's age, we having sex before marriage. No, first things first, as a man that has had sex before marriage, I've never been married, I've had sex. I'm not telling y'all not to have sex before marriage. But y'all gonna come and clip me now and say this boy want me to return to Protestant 18th century and thing. No, I just saying, if we move with intention when things start to get serious. For some people, when you ask a woman to be in a relationship, it is now serious. It is now real. It is now we have to move with intent. And one person can be like, "So why this person didn't propose to me? Or why this woman in, tell me I love you?" Like, it starts to get real funny because now they're clear. There's a clear direction and a clear framework of what should happen. And technically, we people today don't necessarily like a framework because now we getting tied down, we getting bogged down, we getting nailed down. In an age where everything is instant, we got Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and thing. But not really Facebook, but you know what I mean. We got social media. We want things to be moving at a clip, right? So we don't want life to get in the way of our instant gratification from the Instagram and Facebook and other social media sites. So what we do is we say, like, forget my rambling. Have you ever been with a person and then once the relationship gets to like his boyfriend or girlfriend now, or you get married or you have children, you hear this person changed, boy. This ain't the same person I met.
Happens all the time.
Right? But all that has happened. The person has not changed. Right? The person has not changed. Yes, some people are chameleons and change just to get access to the relationship and to get access to the peace. But most of the time, life happens and life does really show you what you are built for and what you are not built for. And a lot of people are built for casual companionship. And when they say casual companionship, no labels. We go to the movies together, we eat a meal together, we make some loving, we have deep, meaningful conversations, we talk about dreams, goals, and aspirations. You ready to get a mortgage with me? You ready to get a child with me in 18 years as Mike Mark on here to say, you ready to really get your life with me? Help me bury my parents? You know what I mean? Any other randomness that happens in this life? You really want to get your life with me, or you really just want to get to Ibiza? Well, not Ibiza, but you want to get Dominica for a weekend. You want to do a staycation at Ukraine.
Yeah, but that's where it is, Neil. We talked about this in one of our live streams a couple months ago. We talked about consumption commonalities. That's what marriage has become. A marriage ain't about producing children and raising family and all that. I like going to the art gallery. You like going to the art gallery too? But all right. I like to eat chicken. You like eat chicken.
Right. Chicken. I
like soccer. You like soccer. We like reggae.
Oh my God.
Shoot. Rematch. Let me go. We can live together. That's how we working out.
Oh shoot.
I like eat a pizza. You like eat a pizza. Shoot. We could get married. We's husband and wife. But we don't look at the permanent interests and the values and them kind of things. We don't look at them things anymore. It's not about that, right? Shoot, when a woman can call for $10,000 a month for laundry, you should show you where her interest lies. You should about getting the bike. And when you talk about Instagramification and Disneyfication of relationships, where everybody talking about getting a bike. Not Tom Ford. Wait, it was Michael Kors. Tory Burch and that kind of things. That's what people want.
Birkin bike.
Birkin bike. That's what you want. Birkin. Right? Birkin bike. So that's what people want. That's what people looking at. But yeah, let me build a family and raise some children together. People are looking at that crap. Look, as you said, you want to get a solution for your weekend?
Yeah.
You can put up in gram. But your children got your house picked down. And you gotta be walking about stepping by Legos and that kind of thing. You can't put up a gram. Like, nobody want to see that. You foot cock up on the beach in St. Lucia, we could put that on the gram.
Listen, I know a family, right? When I was my early 20s, I had the opportunity to go to the upper west coast of the United States, visit some families of a family member of mine. And that person has 7 children at the time. 7 at the time. She was pregnant with number 8, right? Their house looked like a battlefield.
Yeah.
Like for you tell you open your door, he living room, and I'm talking about ages from toddler all the way up to like teen, like 17, right? They was putting in work. Man house look like a battlefield. You understand what I'm trying to show you? And they were still in love, they were still spoke with admiration of each other, and you could see it in their eyes and how they interacted. But I cannot think that was 27 years ago today. But shoot, financially having 7 children don't make no sense. That's number one. Number two, even if we had all the money in the world, I do not know if people today are built for that kind of stress of life. Like life is hard, and I think that's the greatest trick. I like social media. Don't get me wrong. I love social media. Social media, I said it up to today. I love it. I love social media. But what social media has shown us, right, is kind of shown us that life ain't gonna be that hard, Life ain't gonna be that hard, But that's the great life, because life is hard. Whether you fly to Ibiza, or you fuck up in Dominica, whether you putting up Birkin bags or you putting up your Lamborghini and you smoke your cigars, there are certain things that death and taxes can come. That's guaranteed. If you're working, you can get hired, you can get fired, you can get promoted, you can get demoted, you can get reprimanded. If you're a CEO, you can take losses, you can take hits, you can lose some money, you can make some money. You understand what I mean? Life, nobody goes through life and has it sweet from beginning to end. I don't know how it's to put that. And if we understood that, and we understood, look, we are getting together in a relationship so that we can build and merge our lives, so that when that time comes or those times come, we can be each other's soft place to land, or at the very least, go through it together, right? There is nothing, listen, Derek and I play on basketball teams, right? Derek and I play on many basketball teams together, right? We play very well together. You know why? Because at the end of the day, whatever obstacle or challenge that we have, we know that we can be standing shoulder to shoulder to meet it. And when they look at Derek and they say, boy, man, he look rough here. And Derek look back at me and say, I understand, but the whistle blows, so we got to play. We got to play, right? And that is essentially how I see those types of relationships being. If you commit to it and you plant your feet in the ground, you stand shoulder to shoulder with your partner, then what? It ain't man, look, I see that strong wind coming there, right? So what you gonna do is I can ease up behind you, or I can step to the right or step to the left, or probably get inside and come back. No. If you both commit to it, stay the course. That is why it is very, very important to vet the people that you are going to stay the course with. The roots gotta be great. You can't got roots and somebody roots got blight and somebody roots getting gnawed by critters and other creatures. And your roots, your foundation has to be secure and solid. Even the bad roots, even the bad parts of the root, you gotta say, no, well, I commit to this, so right? And I know people can come and say, oh, but they got people that do abuse and grape, and we're not talking about the extremes. We're not talking about I'm sorry to say it, this can sound rough, but we're not talking about the exceptions. Because when you look at relationships by and large in the Western Hemisphere, those atrocities that happen are in the minority. Those are not the rule. Yeah? And please don't bring in emotional damage. Do not do that.
Emotional damage.
Because emotional abuse is just is the same thing as mental health, in that you cannot invalidate my feelings. I cannot invalidate your feelings. Therefore, if you and I are trying to communicate like adults and we're trying to do certain things, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's emotionally abused me. I literally recently heard that, where some friends of mine were talking about this couple that know them intimately, know them well. And one of the people were saying, "Oh, he does emotionally abuse me." I mean, to do the fact check is like, well, you know what told one the door? That ain't emotional abuse. The man just calling you out on things that you're doing. You understand what I'm saying?
That constitutes emotional abuse these days, Neil. And that's where we are. It's easy, as I said earlier, it's easy to hide behind anything and say, you know what, I want, I don't feel loved, I feel this relationship don't serve me, I've been emotionally abused, whatever, I done with this here. And because life is what it is, people are not prepared to put in their graft and their hard work to stick it out with nobody else. Shoot, we can do a show where we talk about essentially too much choice dilemma. And people not willing to settle down. Just, I can replace you. How many times have we heard that? You know what? Shoot. Irreplaceable Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce says, you know, shoot. Don't ever get to thinking that you're irreplaceable. You know, could get another one of you. That kind of thing. She's still with Jay-Z, by the way. Let me just point that out for those of you who are
Jay-Z irreplaceable though.
No, they certainly not. Beyonce is well acquainted with that idea. So just be careful.
Too many reasons, man. Too many reasons. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? Because look at that relationship. Now I know everybody can say, "Oh, they're billionaires and entertainers and whatever," right? But you know, by and large, right? They ain't gonna break up. Shoot, look at Will and Jada. So they're coming out saying that their love is stronger than
they should break up.
They should, but their love stronger than ever known. Why? Because until we know it differently, they are standing shoulder to shoulder. Although in Jada's case, I think she's standing for thought will. Anyhow, that's just bad mind. But yeah, man, you gotta root yourself. You gotta root yourself, and in that rooting, you gotta make sure that our foundation is solid. And to know that foundation is solid, you gotta make sure that your values align, that the things that you see in this person or you are comfortable with, if not even comfortable with, that you say, all right, you know what, that ain't a kill code for me. That's not a deal breaker for me. And you gotta make sure, cause it can't be like, man, this person's chewing a mouth open, yeah. That's really hurt me, but I can let that slide. And then 5 years down the road, mortgage and children later, you like, I just can't stand you, you know. Part of the reason why I left you is, and another thing, you mouth this open all the time when you eat it. It's like, you think it's no you see me eating? No. So you just got to vet in the vetting process, move in intention, and in the vetting process, make sure you analyze this because this is the rest of your life. I understand it's easy to get divorced, you know. Ain't cheap, but easy.
That's part of the problem. It's easy to get a divorce. And I know you're saying vet, and in defense of, I think most people do vet, or well, something akin to vetting. And really, and I would have said it on this show too. You know, people will go and do the whole marriage counseling thing or pre-marital counseling just to say that you kind of did it, you know, and don't really delve into it. And some people get bait and switch. Yeah, for sure, you get bait and switch.
That happens.
That's happened. Yeah. That happens more often than we want to admit. But when you realize that you get bait and switch, right? When you see them red flags coming up, fellas, ladies, it is not a Chinese parade. It ain't. Yeah. Tell yourself, look, especially you fellas, because you know we tend to be able to or want to say, man, this is my girl and I love she. Love with the A.
My personal girl.
Yeah, this is my personal girl and I love she. We had a clip that we would have played on this show from our guy Ramel. He was saying, he's my girl and I love she and I working with she, but I think we won't play bear horns and you know what I mean?
She's doing good, Joe. Big man, stop,
yeah,
bro.
I love she.
I love she. I'll be working for it. She's a girl I like.
I gotta see if we got that clip. I gotta find that clip. We can play it before you night that. Right? So when you see the red flags, if you want more horny you all the time, press. Ladies saying talking, if you're more horny you all the time, you go left. You don't make sense stopping in there. Wait. I saw a clip, not a clip, a screenshot, somebody saying. This woman rejected a marriage proposal. Right? Get this, folks, because the man's last name was Roach. Right? She didn't want to be Mrs. Roach. Right? She didn't want to be Mrs. Roach. So she rejected the marriage proposal. Somebody said, "We shoot as a coach."
Start your cap, start the cap, start the cap, start the cap.
As a coach, and they don't want to be Coach Roach. So, you know what I mean?
Stop the cap. Yeah, that's cap. That's cap. I call.
But I am so serious.
I call.
I don't know. I don't come on for the shot out of the lights. I can see if we can fight it before night then, and we put that on screen as well, right? But the woman didn't want to be called Roach. But here's the challenge with our thinking, right? Here's the challenge with our thinking. How are you in a relationship so long
that you get to marriage?
That you get to the point where you're talking about marriage, but then, like I'm here. And yeah, it get to the point of marriage, but then you can say you don't want to marry the man because the name is Roach. His last name is Roach, right? Tell you all, I know somebody will tell me that I capping. So Neil, check your phone there, so you can put that one on screen there for the people.
What does it say? I cannot with this. I hate that expression, but it is so appropriate right now.
It is.
It is so appropriate now. Right? I can put this up. I can put it up for people, man. But I ain't gonna think.
Because I know people is fear that he's come here and he's make up stories and thing and bring. I know I ain't capping.
I'm listening to the radio and this lady doesn't want to take her husband's last name because it's Roach. Oh. I don't believe everything you see on the internet, people. That's all I can say on that.
Yeah, I know. Hold tight. We got some more there. You can read these ones because I find them as we go through.
Yeah, I got put them up as they come. Put them out as they come through. This one here, for your guy. Yeah, where you going?
Thierry Henry.
Yeah. Lucky there. Look. Sorry. Imagine the gas spraying red in the ear instead of like to nut sparklers or throw.
Priceless.
Get this other one here on screen. Get this other one on screen. This one here now is this one here. You get this one on screen, right? You can read those. It says, "LOL, nah, I know someone with the last name. Plus, she's a coach. I would hate it too."
Yep, not Coach Roach. Call in and tell us to pronounce it like Roche. Roque.
All right, I was just about to say, like, your girl Bouquet.
Miss Bouquet. Roque. Yeah. But understand what we're talking about. Somebody stayed in a relationship so long that it got to the point where the man proposed. Then for you to say, nah, I can't do that. So you get cut from a thing, you don't turn up to practice. That's just what it is. So now you expect this man to continue in a relationship with you. That man press that man going to find somebody else that is willing to take up the name Roach. And you out here, so let me get Keisha, man. Because you're going to be out here in these streets. Yeah?
I like the caption about the little kids on the little roaches.
Little roaches, yeah. Shout out to anybody that listening to the show named Roach. They're doing it too bad with this one, right? But folks, in all seriousness, you have to look at the permanent interest between you and the person. It's not about the consumption part. It's not about we like going to the movies together, so let me get married.
We both like horrors.
We like horrors, so let me get married. We like eating at maps, so let me get married. It's not about that. How do your values line up in terms of raising children, spending money, them kind of things? Those are the things you gotta look at. Trust me, you can still get bait and switch. It happens. And when you get bait and switch, it is better for you, gentlemen, and this is the part that can be hard for you to hear. It is better for you to punch out and say, you know what? Let me just move on with this. it is not worth your peace of mind. I see Matt Brown making a comment here. I don't believe in that Luther song though. It ain't about the hard times foolishness. Remember, there is no such thing as good stress.
I was just
100
about to say
pounds
it.
of feathers and 100 pounds of cement is the same back
100
breaking.
pounds.
100 pounds. Yeah, 100 pounds is 100 pounds. Stress is kill you, right? Stress is kill you. We saw Dr. Dre under pressure, aneurysm. I don't want these things for you, people. This is men and women in the chat are listening to my voice, right? I don't want these things for you. So if you realize you're in a relationship that does not serve you, I love that. I love that. Like, the relationship does not serve you. It is best for you to say, you know what? Call it quits. Call it quits. Folks, it is 9:21 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Let me just dive in the chat quickly. I know we didn't have too many comments tonight. Checking in. You know you had a long day, my brother, so we can wrap this up quick.
Long day tomorrow too.
Yeah. Carrie Ann asks, why is this making it sound like Will is the one who had or has the issue?
Yeah, because
gas. And that's how it goes.
I don't even think it's gaslighting. He does have an issue. Just not what's being reported.
The issue is clear for everybody to see except Will. Yeah. Jada, of course, did no solo therapy. Or so it would seem. But that was not communicated if she did or not. Right? Okay, we talked about this. What does emotional vocabulary even mean? Yeah, it's one of them, what we would call a word salad. You try to get us on words, it sounds cute to get it real poetic and flowery, but it really mean nothing. Yeah. Carrie Ann says, as a psychologist, I am totally stumped. Carrie Ann, we need to have you on here. Let's have a chat. Really and truly. Very interesting.
Man, they can say that she's a pick me, man. But bring she on. I keep telling her, you know, she gotta come on. We just gotta find the right topic and get it proper.
As a matter of fact, next week we could talk about what would they call the too much choice dilemma. We could have Carrie on for that show if she's amenable to that on Tuesday night. We could definitely.
I'll have our people call her people.
Yeah, have our people call her people. Yeah, when a therapist needs therapy lessons in decorum, logic, and accountability. That was disgusting. And a woman wrote the article that got her fired, yet she goes down the road of blaming men for her own decision and actions. Yes, Kwame, we are going to get to that. I didn't show that part, but we can get to that. Don't worry about it. You don't provide the space to grow. Yes, that's another line. Yes,
May expand upon the it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, because that is so played out though. You can't use that anymore. So they may go other lines now. Yeah. Pouring is a powerful one, says Carrie Ann. What you're saying there, better get to the pouring. Yes, indeed, get to the pouring. Relationships are about compromise. Orgay Barrett will tell you, ask a military man about being in a compromising position. He will tell you that when you're in a compromising position, you have lost. So relationships is about compromise. But it's very important to know where to draw the line and cut things out and off. Agreed. I don't think that's what she was talking to about, though. I agree that men need to have more tools in the toolbox, but not necessarily as an improvement thing, but as a tools to understand the verbal game, says Kwame. That woman play the game that women play, sorry. So we are talking about apples and apples. Yeah, boy, Neil showing the age there, you talking about real jostling. That's a fact.
Everybody in this chat here, so it's my age or just about here. Don't judge me.
Matt, in my grandfather's time, we did. He was going to her house and sitting in the gallery and holding hands if your parents turned their back. Facts. So again, says Matt, know where to cut things out when the red flags appear. Amen. Kwame, it's a logical fallacy called argument from offense. I'm offended, so we quarrel. Pretty much. Annie C in here late. Good to see you as always. Late in joining, she says, but good stuff, good discussion as always, as usual. Thank you so much.
Annie C. Thank you.
Steve had to take a step back from this relationship so he can protect my heart. There was some lines to get. If you're fortunate.
To protect my truth. To protect my truth, man. I protect my truth, man. I have to take a step back from this relationship so I can protect my truth.
Those are the things you hear, right? And you in a relationship and you don't recognize, as the topic is, that you kind of sleeping with your enemy because this person is not with you. This person not working with you.
I love it, right? Yeah, fellas, have you ever broken up with somebody or somebody break up with you, right? And y'all have a heart-to-heart talk, you tell everything, but when it's done, you still don't know what happened, what you done.
But that happens to a lot of men in marriages. Tell you, we got a good friend that experiencing that right now.
Yeah, be talking all over the place, like, you know, this, that, and that's it. When they done it, me and
He's
so
still
so
really
done.
always
Me and so done. So what happened? Brother, man, we talked for 5 hours last night. I get to sleep. I can't tell you why we break.
Yep, there be things that happen, right? So, fellas, ladies, and gents, you gotta be mindful of if the person you're with is really rowing with you, or will you rowing them in the back drilling holes?
Because if that's a great analogy, because if I on the right and you on the left, and we both rowing in different directions, you get a circle.
You're right, circle. You go in a circle. Yeah. So you gotta be really mindful that everybody going in the same direction and everybody boat it, and that them ain't off doing them one thing where you trying to go in one direction. You know what I mean? Any other thoughts? It's 26 minutes past the hour 9. We got looking for a short coming tomorrow. Yeah, it's a great discussion as always. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully we'll have carry on Tuesday night show. Hopefully she'll be here for that and she'll be willing to contribute some of her expertise as a real psychologist as opposed to what we saw earlier tonight in the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Carry on. Listen out from a call from our production team. More people will call you. Well, your people, because you know
how it goes. So folks, neither I, we do not make the rules. We just make sure you know what they are. You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality, right? Be the best version of you for you. We gonna see you all again soon. Things out there still lurking, monkeypox, etc. Wear your mask. Remember, we gonna see you all again next week. Listen out for us on the radio on Saturday 11 o'clock. Tune in for that 94.7. Hopefully we won't be talking to things this in-depthly because, it goes. It could get a little hype. And hopefully nobody calls in to get hype with us. But listen out for that 11 o'clock. Ready again. Make them come. Yeah. Make them come. Come me ready, feed them. Yeah, anyhow. Listen up for us on Saturday. We see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace and love.